Okay, now this is interesting. This was a much larger piece of clay yesterday, but this is that new A-line that's pretty soft that I was talking about. And I lost a huge chunk of it, so I tried to salvage what was left. I don't even know what I was doing. It's got like a little opening in the bottom, not all the way to the floor, or the bat. I think I was thinking candle holder or something along those lines. Anyway, I'm actually glad right now that I didn't scrap the whole thing, because the same thing happened with this. Lost a huge portion, it got too soft, it collapsed. So I salvaged it and I made myself a little bottle. I love making these little bottles. I put oil and stuff in them. And I'm actually really glad that I didn't scrap this whole thing now, because I don't have chucks yet. I haven't made any. I made one and then I've already demolished it. So this is actually a perfect little chuck for this jar to trim, because otherwise I would normally just hold it in my hand and try to probably like take a metal rib and just scrape it as flat as I can, not put a foot on it or anything like that. But having a chuck, having something to set it in, means I can actually trim it. Now, the good thing about this is, yes, I wired it off yesterday, but I didn't take it off, so it's still sitting centered where I threw it. So I don't have to, I just have to center this on inside of it, which is also not always easy to do. Let's watch me fail at centering to trim. That's cool. I think I'm getting farther and farther off the more I try. Centering is hard. Centering to throw is hard, but centering to trim, in my opinion, is even harder. When I was working out of a studio, a community studio, they had a Giffen grip, which is kind of like a tool that automatically centers your stuff for you for trimming. It was nice, but I also found that it wasn't super accurate. So my stuff still kind of came out wonky, so I just really worked on tap centering. And I've gotten pretty good at that, but you can't really tap center when you're using a chuck. I don't know what the deal is. Oh, that just came off the bat. That just slid. I'm probably really off now. This is tap centering. You just try to get opposite of, so when it's touching your thumb on this side, and then when it comes around and it's far away from your thumb, you kind of pat it towards your thumb. This is probably as good as I'm going to get it, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, this is just a little stupid bottle for me, just because what I was trying to throw got messed up. Sometimes you just gotta make something else because the clay doesn't want to do what you want it to do. Ah! And this is why I hate centering to trim. Okay, where's my sponge? And my fear here is that there's clay on the bottom that's really going to suction. I'm not going to even be able to move it. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay. Come on, little guy. Work with me here. Trimming can be really, really great, but it can also be really, really frustrating. So, much like everything else with pottery, you just really have to keep playing with it and practicing, and you know, at one time I could not tap center to save my soul. And I don't always get it perfect now, but I can do all right with it. I do okay. Now, I'm not gonna mess with this a whole lot, just because sometimes I have a tendency to overdo. I keep trimming until I've gone too far. And sometimes less is more. So we're going to go with less on this guy. I really am just wanting a level bottom. That's what I'm most concerned about. I learned about creating a foot on a mug and the reason behind it, keeping your beverage warmer and all that kind of good stuff. I don't need to worry about things like that with this. This is literally just going to sit on a shelf with oil or something in it, or nothing in it, I don't know. Sometimes they just look cool. I call them my potion bottles, because that's what they look like to me. I'm going to call that good. It's pretty smooth and straight and flat, and all that good stuff. So, initial and date. And that looks good to me. Can I get it out? Isn't it cute? And it'll shrink up some more, so it'll be really tiny. Now what I'm going to do with this? I don't know. I'm either going to trim it or I'm going to get rid of it. We'll see. I don't know that a candle would fit in that. A tiny candle? Who uses tiny candles? I do. I do. Screw it. Let's trim it. We'll just keep recording while we do. How about that? So now you get to watch me do this part. I don't know if I filmed this part before. So I wet the rim, and I wet the surface, whether that's my wheel head or the bat or whatever. And then I center. And then I give it a few good smacks down, and hopefully, sometimes I even run the wet sponge around the bottom. Hopefully that's created a little suction to hold it in place while I do this. Still got to try to not press too hard, or it will push it off, and we don't want that. Alrighty, here we go. See what kind of curls we get off of this guy. See those? It's wonky. Sometimes in trimming you can get that wonkiness out of it. Sometimes not, and that's okay. At some point I really do want to invest in a better set of trimming tools though. They can be really expensive. Much like any specialty pottery item, tool, whatever. See a lot of people now, not trimming tools because they're usually made of steel or something, but I'm seeing a lot of new tools for trimming, like chucks and things, or what else? Anyway, people are using 3D printers to make pottery tools. That's kind of cool. I always wanted a 3D printer. You can make your own stamp rollers and just stamps, and I don't even know, like your imagination is the limit, about how you can utilize it to make things to help you in your shop, in your studio. People have come up with some pretty clever stuff. I saw one lady has, I forget what she calls them, but they're basically forms to help. So I think you can use them as forms to hand build, and I've seen forms so that, when you're, I don't know, putting a handle on or doing whatever with your piece, that you don't warp it and bend the rim. So, endless possibilities, I guess, if you have the time and inclination. May I help you? I have a visitor in my studio. Ginger, what are you doing? No, that's Maggie. Maggie, why are you in here? How can I tell that's Maggie? Because she's got a bare spot on the back of her neck where our rooster, Lester, tried to kill her. Thought she was going to die, really did. But just separated her from the rest of the hens and gave her some time to heal, and she's all better. Just has that little bare spot now. They come in here and they visit me when I'm working, but I don't like for them to, because they poop on the floor. And then I have to clean it. And that's not cool, man. I do love my chickens, though. If you don't have chickens, I highly recommend them. They are hilarious. They are sweet. They absolutely have their own personalities. And they provide food. I'm all about the food. I'm sure you can tell that by my videos. Man, I'm telling you. Another one? Who's that? Clarice? Can I help you? In the last 2 years especially, I know it's been going on longer than that, but I've noticed especially in the last 2 years the weight gain with this perimenopause crap. Oh my goodness. If you're one of my perimenopause or menopausal women, you can relate, I'm sure. Brain fog and forgetfulness, and something's always itching or hurting, or you're roasting your bazongas off, or walk into a room and don't know why. Can't see anything. That's, I know, age, not perimenopause, but this whole getting old shit is for the birds. Okay. This didn't really need a foot, but it looks nice. I'm not doing a whole lot to it. We're going to leave that probably as is. Round this corner out a little bit. There's like 6 chickens right outside my door now. Alright, we'll call that good. Candle holder, I guess. Literally kind of at a point now where I have some stuff that I need to fire, and oh crap. Okay. I kind of just need to make more things so that I can fire. So even though I don't love this, I'm going to go ahead and put it over there to dry and fire anyway, just to bulk up my bisque load. And I think I only have one thing left to trim, and it's a big picture that I made. If I do a video of that, I'll make it separate. Bye!